If you think that the Vietnam War was unjustified, then you do not know the half of it. On August 4th, a United States patrol off the North Vietnamese coast in the Gulf of Tonkin was launched by the USS Maddox and the USS Turner Joy. U.S. Admiral Grant Sharp gave orders to the Maddox to stay in international waters 8 miles off the North Vietnamese coast. This time their orders indicated that the ships were close to 11 miles from the coast of North Vietnam. During a period of rough weather and heavy seas, the destroyers received radar, sonar, and radio signals that they believed were from an attack by the North Vietnamese Navy. The two ships fired on radar targets for almost 2 hours and maneuvered vigorously around the battlefield. The United States Navy claimed that they had sunk 2 attacking torpedo boats. But there was no wreckage. And there were no bodies. There was no physical evidence of any enemy activity. At 1:27 a.m., USS Maddox Captain John J. Herrick sent a cable in which he acknowledged the attack may not have happened and that there may actually have been no Vietnamese craft in the area. After the attack on August 4th, Herrick had reported to a commander in Honolulu that freak weather effects on the ship's radar may have caused a false alarm. In fact, Herrick said that the North Vietnamese patrol boats had actually been sighted. Herrick now proposed a complete evaluation before any further action taken. U.S. Defense Secretary Robert McNamara did not inform U.S. President Lyndon Johnson that Captain Herrick had changed his report about the alleged North Vietnamese torpedo attack on U.S. warships he had reported earlier that day. President Johnson ordered retaliatory airstrikes, and although the Maddox had been involved in providing intelligence support for South Vietnamese attacks, Johnson denied, in testimony before Congress, that the U.S. Navy had supported South Vietnamese military operations in the Gulf. The alleged attacks were deemed unprovoked since the Maddox had been in international waters at the time. As a result, on August 7, Congress passed a joint resolution which granted President Johnson the authority to conduct military operations in Southeast Asia without a declaration of war. Why didn't McNamara inform the President of the United States about Herrick's claims that it was a radar malfunction, not an enemy attack, that caused the August 4th battle? A battle in which no evidence of enemy activity in the area was found. And if McNamara told the President, why was Congress's decision to grant the President war powers not pulled back until all of the facts were straightened out? This was more than just a grievous miscommunication. This was not an accident. In 1981, Captain Herrick and journalist Robert Sheary examined Herrick's ship's log and determined that the first torpedo report from August 4th was unfounded. In October of 2005, Robert J. Hanyuk, a historian for the U.S. National Security Agency, told the New York Times that he concluded the NSA deliberately distorted intelligence reports passed to policymakers regarding the August 4th incident. On November 30, 2005, the NSA released previously classified information regarding the Gulf of Tonkin incident, including an article that stated that intelligence information was presented to the Johnson administration, quote, in such a manner as to preclude responsible decision-makers in the Johnson administration from having the complete and objective narrative of events, and only information that supported the claim that the Communists had attacked the two destroyers was given to the Johnson administration. There is proof that attack that could be pointed to as the primary reason for America's escalated involvement in the Vietnam War never happened. In an unrelated note, it was an election year.